If you've ever paid for anything with your phone using Apple Pay or Google Wallet, transferred money using an app like Venmo, or checked your bank account or deposited a check online, then you are already part of a multi-billion-dollar industry called FinTech. In today's workshop, we'll share a little bit about what FinTech is, how it has evolved, and what sectors exist within the FinTech industry. We'll also share what types of everyday transactions are related to FinTech, where our company fits into the industry, and what the FinTech job market looks like in Utah. Finally, some of our amazing women at Progressive will share a bit about their positions and how their skills and interests have made them a great fit for the work they do within this industry. We hope you'll see a little bit of yourselves in each of them. FinTech is short for Financial Services Technology. It sounds simple, but the term FinTech contains a huge range of products, technologies, and business models that began disrupting the traditional industry starting back in the late 1960s with the introduction of the first ATM machines. Soon after, the internet, e-commerce, and the wide range of mobile phones accelerated these disruptions and are now making how we invest money, plan our finances, and make financial transactions much easier and much faster for all of us. FinTech spans many sectors like cashless payments, split payment plans, crowdfunding, insurance, banking and investments, big data and artificially intelligent investment advisors, wealth management, and virtual currencies like Bitcoin. Hundreds of companies, from small startups to very large banks and technology companies like Apple and Alibaba, are continuously innovating to change the way we pay for things and how we borrow, save, and invest money. Global investors have spent over $100 billion in the last 10 years on backing these companies, and the amount they invest has been increasing every year by nearly 20% year over year. Consumers are adopting these technologies fast. 1 out of every 3 people across the top 20 global economies report using at least 2 FinTech services in the last 6 months. China and India are leading the way, with more than half of consumers using services like money transfers, financial planning, borrowing, and insurance. Perhaps more importantly, FinTech is also filling the void for the over 2 billion people around the world who don't have bank accounts or access to traditional financial services. Thanks to FinTech, all people need is their phone to be able to take out a loan, get insurance, or accept or make a payment. This is helping lift people out of extreme poverty in many countries around the world.
Hi, I'm Hazel, the Senior Data Governance Manager at Progressive Leasing. A data governance role helps to set the framework, policy, standards, and procedures of how a company operates and behaves with their data. This role is important to FinTech companies holding large volumes and a variety of data that contains confidential and personal information. This information can influence a person's profile and financial purchase choices. Some key responsibilities in a data governance role include creating an ownership framework model for the data, establishing glossaries and dictionaries for business and technical terms, implementing and managing a data catalog to aid in data analytics and data quality, partnering with security and compliance teams to establish policy, standards, and procedures in the data's lifecycle, and assisting other teams to increase data literacy and a technical understanding to mature their data. Data governance enables trust with our customers and company employees to know the data and information is secure, protected, maintained, and properly disposed of during the data's lifecycle.
Why is Utah such a good place for FinTech? With companies like Divvy, SoFi, Finicity, and MX, just to name a few of many, Utah is a great place for FinTech's growing market to meet the diverse needs of Utahns. And the main FinTech hubs are in the Lehigh, Draper, and Salt Lake City areas. And Silicon Slopes is continually expanding with companies wanting to move to Utah.
Hi, my name is Vaishali Vidat and I'm a product manager here at Progressive. You will find many things online and from various other avenues that will tell you the formal skills you'll need to be a good PM, but I would like to share some of my secrets in my journey to be a PM in FinTech. Number one, be a good listener. I did my MBA a while ago, but I never stopped learning. Each role that I got into taught me something new. I'm not just talking about professional skills, I'm talking about learning attitude as a skill. I learn from nature, my kids, my friends, my colleagues, and even those tech talks that pop up on my screen. Till the time you have that learner's attitude, that would be your biggest skill to possess in tech industry. I have heard so many stories within Progressive where people start in the call center and end up in one of the tech roles. Deep within, they climb the ladder as shining star with this skill. Number two, listening. As a PM, I do a lot of customer interviews. I need to put myself in my customer's shoes and listen to things that they are telling me from their perspective. I have to leave my own judgments and opinion aside. Number three, love to solve problems. You will hear this from multiple people in tech industry. What problem are you trying to solve? It's very important to understand the root cause of any issue that we see on the surface. After so many years of experience, I've realized when someone states a problem statement, that is not always the issue. You have to provide your 100% attention to read between the lines what the real problem they are trying to solve. I normally use the 5 why technique to get to the root of it and then try and solve the problem. Number four, empathy. This is such an important skill to develop to understand your customer and stakeholders. Gather facts, observe, connect at an emotional level. Feel the feeling of your customers when you are seeking solutions. And last but not the least, watch for the problems you may create while providing solution. If I reflect on the current tech growth that we have had in the last couple of decades, it's immense. We have surely solved a ton of problems, but in the hindsight, we have created even bigger problems. We have made everything so easy and convenient for us, but we have created bigger problems for the community. For example, addiction to screens, plastic waste, from the wonderful packaging to keep products safe and attractive till customers are done using it. Look around in your homes, your bathrooms, fridge, or kitchen. Most things come in either cardboard or plastic, which solves a lot of problem but creates bigger problem for how to deal with the waste without causing damage to nature or community. When you create products, watch out for these things as well. Job of a product manager is to think of their products from cradle to grave. Be sure you think through what you are creating and if it will create bigger problems. This will take a lot of creativity and thinking outside of the box attitude.
Hi, I'm Leslie Mack and I'm a principal product designer. I've been in the design world for about 8 years now. My journey really began when I was younger and I had an interest in art. I started early on experimenting with web design and graphic design throughout high school, which ultimately led me to getting a degree in graphic design. Early on in college, I knew I was attracted more to visual design and kind of the processes and methodologies that could be applied to solving school projects. So this helped me to develop into learning more about this emerging career known as UX, or user experience design. I knew it combined things like graphic design elements along with what I loved about some of the process-driven factors behind design thinking. My early mentors really had a lasting impact on how I kind of approached product design throughout my career. Over the years, I've learned that there are a couple factors that can really make up a well-rounded designer that are vital to me in my everyday things that I do. There are hard skills like visual design, design process, and user research that I've leaned a lot into and learned a lot about, as well as soft skills, being a good communicator. We're learning to work on your own, autonomy, facilitation, learning to lead conversations, and ultimately leadership, helping other designers and others in your field understand what you do and what you contribute. But I want to say, whatever you choose, just keep learning, stay hungry for knowledge, and that will ultimately take you on a really exciting career path.
Hi, my name is Tara Jones. I'm a compliance director, and I've been an attorney for about 16 years now. I'm excited to talk to you about technology and even more leadership roles for women in technology. I graduated from law school and I started working for different law firms. I even own my own law firm, and there's plenty of opportunities for technology in the legal field. What excited me about coming to work for a tech company is the technology brings the world to you. It expands your horizons and your opportunities. It allows you to enter into many states, many jurisdictions, and it provides services to many people all at once. In order to do that, and in order to go in all these different states, you have to understand what the laws and the rules and the regulations are for each different state. My team researches all of the laws, all the ways that we would impact or touch a customer, all the way our technology would be used to process payments or to gather information about a customer, ways to underwrite customers. I enjoy problem solving and solutioning, which is what attracted me to the legal field in the first place. And my team works with all these different business partners to solution and to create compliant products and compliant customer services.
Hi, my name is Mona Gupta. I'm a lead analytics engineer at Progressive Leasing. I have over 20 years of experience behind me. I consider myself as a data enthusiast. Basically, I think it gives me the power to transform numbers and facts in deriving informed strategic decisions, and also to provide objective answers to problems. It's kept my career exciting, handling large volumes of data and using the cutting-edge tools to do my data analysis. And I would say data has also satisfied my curiosity, curiosity of seeing the data flowing all around me in the different facets of day-to-day life, be it the QR menu-coded restaurants or just the GPS on my phone. In other words, I would say it's still mysterious because it's the process of creating business values from data. I've applied this in different domains of industry domains. Personally, I've worked in the investment, medical, banking, manufacturing, just to name a few. And with a growing demand and not enough personnel to analyze the wealth of data around us. So in the end, I would say finally, I love data as it makes so much sense. Thank you.
My name is Misty Jensen, and I currently work as a software engineer. How I got into technology wasn't straightforward. I went to college to be a programmer, but this was before they were actively teaching object-oriented programs or website development, and I decided it wasn't for me. Instead, I went down a different path for several years in the medical field, where I worked as a technician, then medical dispatching, and then to a company who wanted my experience for pharmacy account management. I've always been a very curious person. What if I do this? Has been something I've always said. So when I'd hear about issues at the software at my company, I'd spend my time trying to figure it out just for fun. I'd see if I could reproduce the issue and then see if I could figure out why it was being caused. I'd take my findings to the IT department and see what they had to say. After several times of being correct, I was asked to move to IT as a quality assurance engineer. And I spent the next 9 years in QA, where I got to spend the day satisfying my what-if curiosity. I'm a very outgoing person who enjoys talking to people, so I always worried if I got into technology, I'd just work with a bunch of quiet shut-ins and end up working alone all day. But that's not the case. Tech has become more diversified, and honestly, you need communication skills in any role to be successful. So it allows introverts to find a place, and it also allows this extrovert to do the same. I've now moved on to software engineering role, which is funny, it took me so many years to come full circle, but after nearly 10 years in QA, I decided to move on to the next thing. Not only what if I do this, but how can I make it do what I want, or to do it better? Another thing that keeps me in tech is that I realize it can support the life I want outside of work. It's very important to me to be able to see the world and travel, not just take vacations, but living a life of travel and living in interesting places. In order to meet that goal, I want to work remote from anywhere. The policies about this may vary by company, but with technology careers, it's possible and often common. I want my job to support my personality and my lifestyle, not the other way around. I say, picture what you want in your life and decide what careers can make that happen.